No matter where your fleet is in the electrification process, it's beneficial to get an in-depth consultation from a company that understands both the vehicle and the charging side. And there is frequently an enormous unrealized potential in savings.
We work with fleets in every stage of transitioning. So, ranging from what we call the EV curious, which are fleets that have zero electric vehicles on the road today, but have heard something about these EVs and think there might be something worth exploring. And those fleets need help from kind of step one. They need help understanding, will an electric vehicle solve for our business needs and serve our business needs? What would be the cost relative to what we're running today? Will my drivers like it? And where will I charge it? They really need a comprehensive analysis and a consultative approach from, by the way, a company that understands both the vehicle and the charging side, which is pretty rare. And then, on the other end of the spectrum, we have companies that have already started electrifying. They maybe have run pilots, maybe they've committed to electrification. They have 2%, 5% of their fleet electric. Those fleets too, most of them have begun the process, but they by definition are starting in a place where it's easiest to do, which is what we recommend, is to start where you have the power, you have the routes that make sense with an electric vehicle, but they haven't yet really done the long-term planning to understand, okay, if I want to get to 100% electric over time and meet some of my decarbonization goals, how do I do that? What's my multi-year plan? And so inspiration comes in at all different stages. But what we do is conduct, the first thing we do usually is conduct what we call an EV opportunity assessment, which looks at the fleet today and says, of every vehicle in your fleet, whether it's a take-home vehicle or it lives at a depot, whether it's a heavy-duty, medium-duty, light-duty vehicle, is that route and that duty cycle electrifiable, if you will, right? Is there an EV that is fit for purpose, meets the business requirements? If so, then let's look location by location. How's that vehicle going to charge? Where, when, what's going to be the cost to install that infrastructure? And we quickly identify the vehicles that should be electric today, but aren't. And we call that delta the electrification action gap, which is there's a vehicle that should be electric. It has a lower cost of ownership. There's an EV substitute available. Charging is easy to set up, but for whatever reason, they're still running an ICE vehicle on that route. And so that's our first point of entry with many customers is to do that analysis. And sometimes we find, actually, frankly, most of the time, we find enormous unrealized potential and savings in those fleets.